Alright, so today I'm going to show you how you can quite easily create a Amazon affiliate website, like you see all the other ones out there that are quite slick and they all work. There's a plugin that I use called AAWP. That's this one right here. So AAWP is basically what it says. It's an Amazon affiliate WordPress plugin. That's exactly what it is. So AAWP, like the little smiley face. Anyways, it's really super easy to use. Now, I'm assuming that you have already knowledge on how to install plugins and set up your WordPress site. So I'm not going to get into any of that. But right now, we've got a default installation, okay, with just AAWP in place. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to show you how simple this really is to use. So if I go, say I want to put in a post, I'm just going to take my standard Hello World post. That's a default that comes with this. I'm just going to click on it. We're going to go into the editor. I can go in here. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff because we don't really want it to be this. Let's just call it let's do Apple Watches. Apple Watches. Okay? For lack of a better thing, and let's just get rid of all this, okay? We don't care about this, really. So, we're going to say it's called Apple Watches, and we're going to create a post about Apple Watches. So, let's go, let's call it Apple Watch comparison. Okay? So, let's do 3 or 4 Apple Watches. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on our block and we're going to choose AAWP. If you can't find it, just simply go like that and it'll come up. So if you click on that, it's going to add a block and it's going to ask you what type of block you want to add in here. You want to have a product block, a bestseller list, new releases, data fields, text links, comparison tables. It gives you a lot of options. Now what's really cool about this, and I'll show you how to configure this in a little bit, but right now I've already got it set up and configured, so I'm going to show you how it uses, how it actually works, sorry, not how it uses. Anyways, so if I want to pull in a product, okay, I just want to add in a product box, I can either put in my ASIN here, okay, or I can click down here and simply say, okay, I want to search for an Apple Watch. Okay? So I'm going to put in the Apple Watch. I'm going to click on search. It's going to go out and it's going to fetch a whole bunch of them and stuff. And I'm going to choose one. So let's say we want to, we'll just grab the first one. Okay? So we'll just say confirm selection. So there you go. You can see it formatted everything up nice and easy and even gave you a buy on Amazon with, you notice my link is in there, my affiliate tag, everything. What's even better with this is that you can now go through and you can customize all of these things. So if you want to give it a different title or something, we can actually just say Apple Watch SE. Okay, so that we don't have to have all the other stuff that's in there. And then you can go down, and if you want to do links, you can say, okay, so the link title is going to be what? So that's when you go over here. Right now, okay, let's go awesome Apple Watch. Oops, sorry. Apple Watch SE. Okay, so we're going to do that. So now when we go over here, we've got our awesome Apple Watch SE when somebody hovers over it. So you can see there's all kinds of functionality. Now you've got these link types as well. You can have it as a basic. You can have it linked to the reviews. So the basic simply means, I'll show you what it means. It simply means that if you go in here and you say open link in a new window, it takes you to the actual item, okay? Now you'll notice in this case that it's currently unavailable. So that's one thing you want to make sure that you do. Now I'm doing this from Canada, but I'm searching against the US. So I'm assuming that it's available in the US. No, it's not. It's temporarily out of stock. So when you're creating your sites, you want to check for that. That's for sure. So, anyways, so we've got that in there. So you can have that type of link, or you can have it linked to the reviews. So now if we go and open this in a new window, it's going to go to the reviews. Or you can have it automatically added to the cart. Now, this one, there's a couple of benefits with this. Okay, so that actually went in just because it's unavailable. Let's go and choose a different one because I want to explain this to you. Okay, so let's go back into here and we're going to choose a different item. Okay, let's go for this one. Let's pull that in. Okay, so now if you go to the cart, and let's make sure that's available. So right, so 370.83. Now the really good thing about this is that because they've come in here, if they click on add to cart, so we go like that, but they say, maybe not, so I'm going to delete it. Well, because of the fact that you sent them over to the cart and they did that simple action of adding it into the cart, you will actually get a benefit if that person comes back anytime within the next 90 days. So keep that in mind, okay? So I often like to just basically put this into the cart. It's as simple as that. And when you do the buy on Amazon, it'll do the same thing. It'll put it to the cart. Now, you don't have to link your titles and stuff, right? So we can actually say that the link type is whatever it may be. We can take the title away, okay, so that there is no link on this and stuff. And there's all kinds of different things you can do with this little plugin. So keep that in mind. With the description, you can specify how many items from the actual Amazon ad that it will pull in. So if I only wanted to pull in 3 of them, you'll see that it only pulls in the first 3. If I want to pull in 7 of them, it's going to pull in up to 7. In this case, it looks like there's only 5 available, so we'll put it back to 5. Okay, so it also says how long the description can be. So if I go 1200, right? If we had more than 1200 characters in here, it would pull it all in. But it doesn't. So that's really what happens there. So that limits that. Now your thumbnail, you can choose the size you want it to be. So if you wanted a large one, okay, you'll see that it pulled in a bigger one. One small. There you go. Or you can leave it at the medium, which is what I like actually. You can specify different alt tags. So Apple Watch SE. So one of the interesting tricks here is do something like buy your Apple Watch SE here. Okay? That actually really helps out a lot. And 9 times out of 10, I will put both of them into here. Because what happens is that if this ever got listed into the Google images, so say your site gets really popular, this will show up when somebody says buy an Apple Watch, okay? Or you could put buy an Apple Watch, whatever you want. So that helps when somebody does image searches. It also helps a little bit with the shopping, but not really. The other thing you can do is change the actual button. So you can turn it off so that they have to link on there, or you can display on here, okay? You can change the actual text if you wanted to. I would advise that you always keep Amazon in there of some kind, okay? If you want to put in an extra button, you could have a button that says, check out the details, okay? So, sorry, I put that in the wrong place. I could put check out the details, and then put a link up in here to the actual details of the Apple Watch. So if I went into here, I could also have a link in here that if I wanted to, you'll notice that you can see different things on here. There's what they call anchor links in here, okay? So anchor links are things like about this item. So if you went in and you inspected this thing here, what you need to do is you need to find an ID. So see, there's an ID here that says featured bullets. What you could do is you could take featured bullets, okay? You can take this here, take your ID there, okay? You can come back to here, you can paste that in, okay? But you can actually just go like this. You can go dollar or pound sign, sorry, featured bullets, okay? So what that does is that actually tells the system. So if I go here and I open it in the new window now, you're going to see that, oh, it didn't do what it was supposed to. Hold on a second. Featured bullets. Feature bullets. Sorry, I spelt it wrong. It's not featured bullets, it's feature bullets. So there you go. So now if I go here and I go and open this up, what you're going to see is that it's going to go right down to the actual featured bullets, which it did. Watch again. Okay? So we go down to here, we go to here, we open it in a new window, and boom, it goes right to the details. So when you can actually, those are what they call anchor links, okay? And you can put an anchor link to basically anything that has an ID on the page. So, as you can see, doing the featured bullets moved it right down to about this item, which allows me to create a button that says check out the details. When they click on it, it's going to open it up. Now, myself, my target here, okay, I want it to be blank, okay? And the reason I want it to be blank is so it doesn't leave my website. What that does is it tells you to actually open up a new window when it clicks on here, okay? Because I don't want it leaving my website. So, anyways, so there we go. That's how you create your standard feature block. So that's pretty awesome. And you can do all kinds of stuff in here. You can mess around with the price. If you want to put in a custom price, you can play around with ratings. You can show reviews or not show reviews, so on and so forth. So let's go down and we can also change the different template styles, okay? So what's going to happen here is the default is horizontal, which we can see. If you go to vertical, you're going to notice that it's going to change. It just basically shows the details and all that kind of stuff on there. If you go down to list, what's going to happen is it's going to put it in a list style. All right? You can see there's all kinds of different things here. And then it'll put in a table style. You can go in. Now, the interesting thing about this, okay, is say we wanted to create a table of items. This is not limited just to one item, okay? So if we go back up to where we search for things and we go, okay, I want to take this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. I'm going to confirm the selection. What you're going to notice is that it actually puts them all in a row here and stuff. Okay? It's kind of cool. So if we go back here now and we start doing our templates, okay? and we go to a list, okay, there you go. You can get all your different lists. These ones are on sale. It knows it automatically. If you go back to your default, though, what you're going to see is you're going to get the Apple Watch. You're going to get all of them coming in, and all of the details will be in there. Now, this is where it gets tricky, okay? What I showed you about the actual links and stuff, okay? The cart will work fine. There's no issues there whatsoever. But you're going to notice that the actual, because we've got multiple items, you're going to notice that the link that we set before, okay, is not there anymore. That's because we got multiple items in here. If we actually went back and just put in a single item, okay, what you're going to notice now is that if we go back down, the links are there and the overrides and so on and so forth, and the extra button appears again. See how the extra button was there? But if you have multiples, the check out the details button is going to go to the same one for every single one, which is not what you want. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. All right, so this is basically how they build all these real nice fancy lists. Now, let me get rid of this for a second, okay? I'm going to get rid of this. There's another little block that you should take advantage of as well. So we're going to go in here. You can do things like your bestseller lists and new releases and stuff like that. Comparison tables. These are really powerful, and you see them all the time out there, okay? And what happens is that you need to select the table. So I'm going to show you how we actually go about doing this. So I'm going to exit out of here. Underneath AAWP, you're going to see there's a place called Tables, okay? And in here, we can add a new table, which we will do. And we're going to call it Apple Watches, all right? So the labels are going to be standard. We're just going to leave them as they are and stuff. You can play around with that if you want as well. But inside of here, you actually add in different labels and different comparison things so that people can compare what they're looking for. So let's put the title in there, okay? Let's put in a thumbnail of the product. Let's put in a price. And what else are we going to put in there? Let's see. Buy now button, okay? Or let's put in the reviews. And let's put in buy now button. So that people can actually pick and choose and look at what's going on in there. So now, much like before, you can go in here and you can just simply type in Apple Watch, okay? Click on search products, and we'll choose 6 of these, okay? So we're going to confirm it. So now, what you can do is, if you want to, you can go through each product and you can override what you want to show up in them. But in this case, we're going to leave them all the same. Now we're going to publish this. So we now got a table called Apple Watches, okay? You'll notice you can insert a short code as well. You can copy this short code and just insert it anywhere you want. But inside of our post, we're going to go back to our post here. Hello world, it's there again. And we're going to go Apple Watch comparison. Okay, and let's just get rid of this. Now if we go into here and we go AAWP and we say we want to do a comparison table, it's going to ask us what? So we're going to choose Apple Watches. All right, and it goes and it shows us a whole list of things. Now, it doesn't look that great when you've got things like all of this on here and so on and so forth, and it's just not the greatest, that's for sure, okay? So what you can do is, oh yeah, the other thing too is you can put in a different tracking ID if you want to, different associated ID. Now the nice thing about this is, as we know, products come and go, they're out of stock, they're in stock, so on and so forth. The nice thing about this is that you can control what gets displayed. So I'm going to update this, and I'm going to show you. If we go and we look at the post now, okay, there you go, Apple Watch comparison, buy it on Amazon. They're all listed right there. This is not the greatest, okay? It's just not. So let's go and change a couple things, okay? So we're going to go back to the AAWP tables. We go into the Apple Watches, and down here where we've got select in order to overwrite, we can come in here and we can say custom text. Okay? So if we put custom text and we go back to our list here, let's just take that part and let's put it in there. Okay? So that it's not as much stuff. We also don't need, for the comparison, we also don't need all 6 of these. Excuse me, I'm coughing. Yeah, so we don't need all 6 of these, obviously, but let's take the first 3, okay? Because it just doesn't, this is too much. Now, we could adjust it so there's bigger screens and so on and so forth, but it's just too much. So the second one, we're going to go down, we're going to put custom text. We're just going to put the little bit of text we took. We're going to go back to the next one. Let's take this one. So you're going to notice that it's going to look a lot better right off the hop. Now, the nice thing is that as things go out of stock, we can turn these on and off. All right? So now that we've done that, if we update our table, what you're going to see is that when we refresh it, it starts to look a lot better, doesn't it? It starts to look a heck of a lot better. So now all of a sudden, we've got real comparison tables in here. So this is AAWP. Now I'm going to, there's a lot more, and I will be doing a couple other videos on this, but I'm going to end this one now because of the fact that it's like over 20 minutes long already. In the next video, I'll show you how to configure it, I'll show you how to set everything up, and I'll show you how to do a lot more enhancements with it. If this is enough to convince you, feel free to actually click on the link in the description below, and you can actually go and buy this thing. It's great. It's really, really easy. It lets you install things and set things up and become an Amazon affiliate really fast on your website. So, anyways, I hope this helps you out a lot. You have yourself a great day, and I will talk to you soon.